We should be live in now.
Yeah. Um. Hello and welcome everyone to our sixth episode of our fifth edition Dungeons and Dragons campaign called Roaches. And today the recap of last session will be done by Lodwick. And you're muted.
And with this dramatic reveal of myself, I say, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. So, last time we saw or heard our heroes, I am putting off my glasses so that I can read what I have written. Um,
Wait, did you just take off your glasses to read better?
yes, I'm. How do you call it?
Short-sighted.
Yes,
Short-sighted, long-sighted.
So you need the glasses to see things far away and.
yes, indeed. But we don't like now. I see my screen as a great blur.
Oh wow.
But to read, I do not need my glasses. So, as I said, last session, our dwarf
Hey.
found a little piece of rock, more specific, diorite, which is the type of rock that was mainly mined in the mine that our heroes discovered. Known for its hardness and very ideal to build, and try to speak with it using some kind of arcane ability to gain guidance if the party should read aloud abyssal text around a summoning circle that they found the session therefore during the fourth session, at the end of the fourth session. As in the group only Arahant was able or is able to read and speak abyssal, so that they were unsure if they should do it or not. Arahant was against it. The stone unfortunately seemed confused by words that it didn't understood. And after much things were said, Clark decided, because it was made of diorite, to call the pebble Dio.
And just because it was made of diorite, definitely not a JoJo's reference.
Okay, indeed. So with that, the group, I suppose, has a mascot. Arahant it said what was on the circle, but translated it into common, being sure that if you avoid to do the ritual and to say it in the actual language, then you can get um, an image of what what the purpose was of that circle. The words were spawn of Abishigal, revenge against oppressors, tearing down civilization, and binding the caster to the spawn or a creature. So probably the group surmised that that you could use a circle to summon a spawn of Abishigal, whatever that would be, and that you could use it to take or get revenge against your oppressors. You can even use it to destroy and tear down civilization, but some kind of binding or a pact would be made between the two of them. So there would probably be some restrictions and some clausules, etc., etc., which is not uncommon when dealing with the fiendish sort of enemies. The party decided that the circle should not stay active, or just should stay, and it was destroyed mostly by Mull relieving itself on it. After that intermezzo, the party returned to the inn of the mining village, where it all started, and they got a meal and a bed from the evening for the evening on the house, because they helped relieve the tension and the situation of the villagers. The priest that they captured two sessions before was placed in imprisonment, and the next day when they went back to the cage to interrogate the priest further, or at least to escort him somewhere else. Well, the imprisonment was the sentence that the villagers had spoken over him. The group delivered it to the villagers and let the villagers decide, and they wanted him to be imprisoned. The priest managed to escape, and its jailer was in the cage in his stead. After the use of some magic, the party surmised that the priest must have used some enchanting or charm spell with which he could be released from his cage and put the jailer or the guard inside the cage. They tracked down the priest to a nearby forest, found them quickly, but the priest was dead, with two protrusions or two holes in his chest, as if it was made by something quite sharp, thrust in it with great force. On the ground, there were also 3 marks, 2 points, and 1 point a bit lower, making a triangle if you connect them, which seemed to belong to a creature that was large in size, bipedal, like a bird, but probably not of avian origin. But without much more information than that, and being none the wiser, the party delivered the body of the priest at the village and went to report their findings to the Duke. The Duke seemed at the moment pleased with the situation, and dismissed the party to do whatever they wanted, and if he should have need of their services again, he would go summon them or get them. So the party decided to return to Burg. During that march towards the city, Arahant heard the voice again. Apparently, it's the spell book that was talking to him, warning him that the Duke, if the party should ever no longer be useful to the Duke could dispose of them. As the book let know that it was probably his fate, that he suffered the same fate, being flayed and his flesh made into a book, and so forth and so on. After that, Arahant promised to the consciousness in the book that if possible, we would look for a way to deliver the consciousness from the book, so that it could at least find peace. And after that, Arahant came clean with all his with all that knowledge, and it unload quite some background information, and that's where we ended. And now
Yeah.
I leave the words back to you, Dungeon Master.
Yeah. So, and I think we left off with you wanting to leave Wundingen for Burg again, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, sounds right.
So, there are no major incidents during the travels. Just time passes. You all use up a ration if you, or I guess you can try to forage if you want.
Could you repeat that last part?
You all used up a ration, or you could try to forage for food if you want on the way.
Ration it is.
Okay.
Yes. Not very adept at foraging, I suppose.
I'm all right at it, but I also think we kind of have a timetable.
So, as you make it back to Burg, the city kind of seems like you left it. No unusual occurrences as of now. And yeah, you have passed the city gates. What do you want to do?
Well, I thought the plan was to head to the circus, right?
Oh yeah, then you unpass the city gates because the circus is on the outside.
Walk in, wait a minute.
We
But-
unpass the guards.
Shouldn't we at least secure some lodgings for at least for one night, and then go?
So we unpass the guards?
Never do 2 U-turns.
Yes.
So after the party walks in a circle for a while, they make their way back into town. Do you want to go to the same tavern as you were in before?
And with that, you mean the tavern where Maelstone Gazer, Arahant, and Finranor were staying?
Yes. Oh yeah.
The Yawning Snail.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yawning snail.
that seems
Good
chill.
things I have notes of the last 5 sessions.
Yeah.
Wait, the yawning snail?
Yes.
Yes. It's,
That sounds like service is quite slow there.
it's probably arcane or Feywild stuff. So
I mean, what are the other options?
So that would be the tavern that's like basically in the merchants part of town. You could probably always stay basically for free in one of the abandoned houses in the slums.
Yeah, fuck you.
There's also a more, let's say, like a really upper class tavern. And then there's like and then there's one that just basically the commoners use if they are like not in, if there's like commoners, like, or let's say, yeah, like poor people, so it's like a cheap tavern with probably a lot of drunkards.
So the Yawning Snail is like the only higher class tavern?
The Yawning Snail is like the, let's
Middle
say,
class.
the neutral, yeah, the middle class tavern, more or less.
Yes, it's because it's in the merchant district. It has it has some it's more comfortable and does offer more comfort and facilities than the others. But it's not as lavish and aristocratic as the higher end one. So it was
Seen my share of bugs for the day in the past little bit. I'd prefer not dealing with louses when we're laying down.
Yawning Snail it is.
Yeah, I guess the Yawning Snail.
Oh god, what were the costs last time? I think it was 1 silver per person.
Let's see, do I have silver? If I
Or
have
if you
silver,
want to have like a 2-person room, it would, or like a bigger room for, that's like one for 4 people for 2 silver.
So 4 people, 2 silver?
Yeah, if you want to all sleep in one room.
Are you guys fine with that, or do you want to stay separate?
I'm fine sleeping with Arahant. I don't know you guys that well.
So two people bedrooms. Wait, no, actually. What's a single bedroom cost?
1 silver.
And 2 people is also 1 silver.
Say 2 people is 150.
1.5, okay.
Or 1.5, not 150. Yes.
So I'm gonna look over at Mole and be like, you fine sleeping alone, or do you want to have a cuddle buddy? And knowing Mole, I'll assume that he doesn't want a cuddle buddy.
Oh well, he's a satyr, so
Never know. Well,
Fair point. Because I'm definitely getting a 2 people bedroom. I'm just thinking of if, like, I either want a 3 people bedroom if Mull is sleeping with in the same room, or 2 people bedroom if Mull is not sleeping in my room.
Let's say he would agree to sleep in your room.
Okay, then a 3 people bedroom. Please tell me it's 175.
I'll make it 170. No, 175 doesn't even work because the 5 would be half a copper.
I wanted to break a copper piece in half.
Let's make it 180.
180. Okay, deal.
we do have a party loot of 70 gold and 14 gemstones. Plus our personal wealth. And I have to say, based on the personal wealth of Arahant, he does have 19 gold pieces and 8 copper pieces and 1 silver piece. So
I'll pay for the room for me and Mole. I'll pay it myself. Don't worry. So 8 and 2. So I get left with, if I pay 1 gold, I get left with 8 silver, 2 copper, correct?
I think so.
Well, and
Good math.
in that case, Mel and Arahant will share their room.
Yeah, so that'd be a silver and 5 copper.
Don't worry, Mel. We already have some mileage together, and back then with Finrunner, I will take it. So I will pay, because I do have 19 gold pieces. Arahant will pay 1 gold piece for the room, and say, and say that the barkeep may keep the change.
Giving him literally 5 times what he asked for?
Well, wait, how much is it for the room?
1 silver and 5 copper for a
Ah,
2-person bedroom.
Okay, okay.
So you could break
I was
one of
about to
those
say, you're a
gold
very
pieces.
generous tipper.
You could break one of those gold pieces into 10 silver pieces. And then go from there.
Well, that would with 1 gold piece, that would give us how much
You'd have
days?
you'd have 8 silver, 5 copper left.
Yeah, then
Yes, no. If I would use it for
that would then be 6.66 days. So
Perfect.
okay. 666.
And we are
Of
dealing
course.
with demons and devils. It's perfect.
Yes, perfect. Well, he will give 1 gold piece and say say that he wants to pay for at least 7 days in advance.
Yeah, for the week. See if the innkeeper will round it up for, paying up front.
Indeed.
you can pay. You don't get the. I guess you can do 7. You'll get the full 7 days if you pay it up front.
Okay, thank you.
Once-
So at least, Mel, for the next 7 days, we won't have to worry about accommodations.
No, I appreciate it, Art Hunt.
Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing.
Quick question.
Mhm.
Arahan, do
Yes.
you have something to draw with that would like not come off on stone?
Draw something that would not come off on stone.
I mean, you could just scratch it into the stone.
Yeah, but I don't want to scratch Dio.
Okay.
Because technically speaking, I would literally be taking part of his body off.
Yeah, but he doesn't know what a body is.
Rude.
Stating facts.
um,
You need like
you do not want to use ink?
yeah, that to be a certain kind of ink that you would also be weatherproof.
I mean, it's fine if it's not weatherproof. Yeah, it would just be nice to draw on him.
What do they use on like their signs and stuff? Like what they like your classic like flapping in the wind and rain wooden sign for like an inn or a blacksmithy, etc.
I would
Kinda ink?
assume they would use like normal outdoor paint, basically, but but obviously on a material where it can kind of soak in. Like it's harder to just paint straight rock.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you could use the same paint one uses for house walls, I guess.
Well, what?
I'm gonna ask the innkeeper actually. Excuse me, sir, you don't have any
Well-
paint left over, do you, from like painting the tavern or something like that? Just a little bit is fine. I literally just need a few drops.
Well, I wanted to look something up, but Arhat could propose, although it would last for 10 days, but he could use um, illusory script, and I've always imagined it as a kind of magical writing that can make you let appear whatever you want.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, the problem with that's kind of expensive for our
Yeah.
low
Yeah.
coffers we have at the moment.
I figured.
No, it's a spell. It's a spell that I can cast.
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
but it
it
consumes
ink.
jar of black-based ink worth 10
Yeah.
gold pieces.
Ah,
Yeah.
So let's not do that.
Yeah, when we have fuck all money, it'll be whatever. We can just throw money at stuff. But we are poor. Relatively.
I mean,
well, I can use prestidigitation to give it a marking. That would be renewed every hour or so, but
Nah, I don't think that's a good idea. Let's just go with asking the tavern keeper if he has anything.
yeah, I should have something left. You're looking for a specific type of ink?
Oh, just if you have black and white, that would be lovely.
Yeah, and he brings out two jars of ink.
I'll place
vials,
a
that's
silver
all
on the
there.
counter.
What do you place on the counter?
A silver piece, because I'm literally just like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna dip my finger in the jar, and
when you do that, Arhant will stop you and say, or ask, Clart, if
mhm.
I'm presuming correctly, you're wanting to write the name of Dio on Dio.
No.
No,
I think he wants to give him a face.
but because in that case, I would have suggested that I write down his name in primordial, and then you could, or more specifically, Terran, because if you know the primordial language, you know it's for dialects. So it would be appropriate to write it in the stone language, but
You know what? I like your idea. So let's start off with this. So I draw this. I'm sending it in the stream game. I hope you can show that on stream. I'm drawing this on the front.
Looks like meat wad, but like rock form.
And I want the name Dio written in Terran on the back, surrounded by this.
So you gave him a tramp stamp.
A what?
The tramp stamp, the tattoo on their lower back.
Exactly. And please tell me you know what those kanji are. Not kanji, sorry.
I mean, I know what they technically. I know where they're from. I don't exactly know what they
I
are.
mean, menacing.
Where's the thing again? Can I just do this URL in a browser? Haha!
Ah!
I did it! It should be on stream. Did you draw that yourself?
No, I did not. I got it from the internet. There's even if you look at it really closely, there's even this stock image thing on it.
And the other part that he was talking about was, oh, I copied the picture and not the link. Oof.
So I feel like I need to make a special bolt just to
What
launch
this?
Dio into the face of an enemy. Just so they see that derpy face coming at them.
If you want to weaponize Dio, I don't mind. I just don't want you to just yeet him.
I mean, he's going to get launched at something, yes. And it may hurt that something. I don't know what the quality of Dio will be after that. But it will be
I can
humorous in
pull
the
Dio
moment.
out of that
Well,
corpse.
there is magic that can be used on Dio to make him a projectile or even a catapult. It's called catapult.
Real quick question, DM.
Yes.
Can we, for the sake of Dio, say that just if I talk to Dio, I don't have to do the 10-minute ritual cast? Because it would be awkward if, like, not an all, literally just with Dio or with the rocks that I like have no meaning at all. Because
I mean-
else I would just ritually cast it every fucking minute.
Okay.
If you don't want that, that's fine as well.
I guess,
He's formed a strong bond with Dio, so it's easier to become attuned with him.
yeah,
It's literally
let's say it like that.
Geodude is your friend now.
So would that be possible?
Yeah.
Awesome. Then as soon as I'm done drawing on him, I will talk to him and say, "Yo, Dio! I gave you an upgrade. You now have eyes and a mouth."
He has no idea what those are.
Um,
Because his senses haven't changed at all.
so I don't feel more. What do you mean with are those the sticky things on the outside of me?
Yes.
And what do they do?
They make you look menacing.
Ah,
And on that topic, would you like to bring destruction to all of our enemies? I'm sorry, that look from Ludwig when I said that.
that. What sort of enemies do we have?
People that don't respect you, Dio. People that want to bring you harm, that want to take you away from me, that want to
But who would do
destroy
such
you.
a thing?
Sorry?
But who would do such a thing?
There's a lot of evil people in this world.
Huh.
We've dealt with one of them. Well, a demon dealt with him, but hey, that's besides the point. But but yeah, we've dealt with these kinds of folk before.
Oh, yeah.
There's also this entire profession that wants nothing but the destruction of your kind. They are called Masons.
The Freemasons? No.
The
There's
Freemason.
also the Freemasons. Those are a different kind of evil, but still evil.
And they're powerful.
Okay.
So Carl's having his one-on-one time with Dio.
And how would I bring destruction to them?
My friend over here, and I pet Mel on the back, is something that we here call Masters of Destruction. And these masters of destruction are able to shoot things from a contraption that we call bow. Or in his case, it is even a more advanced version called a crossbow. And he's able to propel things at the speed close to light right into the enemies.
If I could fully visualize, like if you could fully visualize the glare that Mel is giving you at the moment, like just the
I'm all-
grumpiest old man face.
I'm also imagining you doing that, wildly moving your hands while talking in the middle of the tavern, while you're
Definitely.
yelling at a stone.
Definitely.
Yes.
Now, I get you're getting a jest at it. My last name is Stonegazer, but it doesn't mean that I want to make friends with rocks.
But with stones you would, you fucking racist.
That's
Just looks at our There's something not wrong with this boy.
Please, companions, let's be and stay civil with each other.
I mean,
And
you don't need to be friends with Dio, you just need to help us propel him into our enemies for death and destruction.
Were you dropped on your head at birth, boy?
Not only once.
That would explain a lot.
I got thrown in the air 3 times by the doctor when I was born. I got caught once. I don't know how the 3rd throw happened.
Anyways, I
fascinating.
think we should probably get some rest in the rooms we've acquired.
Yes,
sense to me.
indeed.
so
We traveled quite some. We did quite some travel, so now that we have lodgings, we could indeed rest a bit up, freshen us up, and tomorrow, if no one has any objections, we could pay the carnival a little visit. As I've told you a day or two before, I think I have business to attend there, and hopefully I will have some answers.
Sounds good to me.
so you guys retire for the night. Mal probably will drink a little bit, or a huge bit, before going to
That sounds
sleep.
about right.
I should mention that I am tugging Dio into sleep in the upper bed.
Obviously.
I'm glad I'm in another bedroom and not.
Singing a little lullaby.
Sadly, Molt's not here for that.
Uh,
I could sing him like a really creepy German lullaby, but I don't think that anyone would enjoy that.
yeah. Let's maybe not do that. So, at the next morning, yeah, you guys wake up. I don't know in what order, or what do you want to do first in the morning? And who will be the one to wake up first?
Mel probably wakes up pretty early because he always starts his day by tinkering with his bow a bit and oiling it up, making sure everything's smooth.
I'm just imagining the greasiest bow in the world.
No.
Imagine just pulling back your bowstring, aiming, and then just shooting, accidentally hitting out of hand and being like, "Oh, sorry, Butterfingers."
In any case,
So
going through that maintenance routine.
So
And
that
in
means
that case, Arahant will unleash the full might of his arcane abilities,
And I will unleash the full might of Dio.
which is
Which
not
isn't
much.
much.
Which is not much because Arahant is mostly has mostly divination spells. So
yeah,
You also
but
got
you've probably been woken
wizard
up by
hit
tinkling.
die. But yeah,
Oh.
that's it.
Yeah. And meanwhile, in the other room, Clark is waking up, and I don't know how one would unleash the full power of a rock, but
Throwing it at the face.
Is that how you wake up Mole?
Assuming that Mol is still passed out drunk, I'm gonna go over there, pull up the blanket over him a bit because I'm assuming due to his drunkenness he would have like half slipped out of the bed.
mhm.
Then I'll go over, kiss Dio, and then pick him back up and put him in my backpack.
Okay.
And then I will go downstairs and ask for some breakfast by the tavern keep.
Yeah, breakfast for you and your companions.
Yeah, I assume they'll come down later.
We'll make that 2 copper pieces or 5 copper pieces if you want meat and eggs.
I'll put down 2 silver pieces and say make it special.
I'll try. Yeah, and he makes like scrambled egg with bacon. There's some what's it called? There's smoked ham. There's a variety of let's say 3 different kinds of bread. There's cheese. There's butter. Yeah.
What Wix look when you said cheese? I'm sorry.
You had me at cheese.
And I would and two kinds of how's it called marmalade jam. That's the word. And 1 kind of jelly. Let's say it's I don't know, apple jelly and plum jam and raspberry jam.
Raspberry jam. I like raspberry jam. That's pretty fancy. He did not disappoint.
And that's actually and you're actually getting like beer or wine, your choice with the breakfast.
Mead.
All that.
I'm gonna sit down in front of my like buffet that he's presented. And I'm gonna put Dio next to the plate and wait for Arahant and Mel to come downstairs to like pose with my food.
Yeah, at this point, Mel would be on his way down. I don't know what Arhan's morning
And
proceedings
making
are.
your way down, you can already smell the food. Like it smells like good breakfast and booze.
Arahant would be up not much longer after Mel. So I think they would go together downstairs.
Yeah. Yeah. All the stuff that I have described is on the table.
Ooh.
Got us some fancy breakfast.
That's a
Is
Fine,
this
that's
for all of us?
Yeah.
Mark? Oh, thank you. Whoa. We have to.
I'll be honest with you, Joe. Mole's probably not coming downstairs. I think he drank a bit too much yesterday. He's still half comatose.
Hmm. That would not be surprising coming from him.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, gentlemen, let's feast.
take a seat, and Mel gives like a appreciative nod towards the innkeeper, then goes to town.
After we're done eating and drinking, Cloth would like to go up to the innkeeper and say, "Hey, our friends still sleep in the room upstairs. It would be nice if you could make him like at least a small breakfast and some and something like that. I'll pay for the room and his breakfast as well, and I'll give him another 2 silver."
Okay. Thank you very much. And
And you outdid yourself with the breakfast. Congratulations.
thank you. I will let the cook know. Or I guess there wasn't much really to cook, but I'll let my I guess I'll let the guys know I bought that stuff for 'em.
Wonderful.
And with that, I'm assuming you want to leave the tavern for the circus.
I'm assuming so.
Sounds like the plan.
Yeah. So, like I said, the circus is on a field outside of the city. There's one big tent in the middle, and like a bunch of like smaller stands and tents basically around it. There is the whole area is fenced off, and there's basically there's a small queue to get in.
What, no fast pass system?
No hard pass system. And sadly also no roller coasters.
I am disappointed!
There's like one horse-drawn cart just going along.
Just a horse-drawn cart going in a circle with a small hill in the middle.
There's that one kid who's fucking living it up. Is
Yeah.
there any discrepancy with weapons and stuff? Are they you able to carry into the festivities?
You are not supposed to bring your weapons in there.
That's a hard sell for Mel.
I'm gonna use my war pick, turn it around, and mimic it as a walking cane.
Still very obviously a war pick, but
Still very much obviously a war pick, but used as a walking cane.
So, as you make it to the front of the queue, the guy that's like, yeah, 5 copper per person.
Alright, so it's 4 of us, so 2 silver, I'll pay that.
Oh wait, it's. Are we assuming that Mal is with you, or that Mal is hang
I'm
over in the
assuming
tavern?
that Dio is getting a seat.
Ah, okay. also works. Yeah.
Yeah,
He-
Hey,
Mel,
there's really 3 people standing in front of this person. I'm giving them 2 silver and saying 4 people, please.
yeah, I'm assuming this would also be the person we would relinquish our weapons to for them to watch.
Yeah. But what he does first is
I do not carry weapons. The only thing I have is my staff.
he
Same here. I only have my walking cane.
If you want, with minor illusion, I can,
make
albeit
the
for a short moment, morph your pick, your war pick, or into a cane.
That sounds good, actually.
and
So it happens.
and I'm assuming that guy over there just has his emotional support crossbow.
Well,
Yeah.
unfortunately, wait, and I have to read this.
Support crossbow.
I have to read the spell, but it's duration 1 minute only. But it's not limited to one thing. It's no concentration. So I could actually I could cast it on multiple things.
Cast it on his crossbow and make it a dog.
No.
I,
I have a dog on my back.
I think that
No,
might be.
but- Yeah, Mel will reluctantly hand over the first his short sword and then his crossbow. But now you be careful with this. It's custom make, and I wouldn't want you losing your fingers trying to pry into it.
Oh, I forgot I should give you this as well. And I hand them 5 javelins.
Where did you get those from?
Is
Learned in prison.
a staff allowed? Or has Arhant also?
It looks like a walking cane. I guess I'll allow it. And with that, he puts the basically he puts the 2 silver in a box, and then takes 5 copper pieces out and pockets them.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Do we get like assigned seats or is it open seating?
It's open seating.
Okay.
Yeah. So on the fairgrounds, or however you might call it, there's there's like multiple stands being set up with your typical carnival games, like your dagger throwing stuff, your that actually it's like can you beat Ogro the Ogre, like basically let's say wrestling challenge or mud wrestling challenge.
Before you continue, I want to queue up there.
There's a petting zoo, and there's multiple snack stands. So you're queuing up at the mat wrestling
Yes.
challenge. Yeah. So yeah. This I never muted this tab. That makes sense. So the guy there There's currently a fight between the guy you're assuming is Orgo. He's a big, he's a pretty buff guy. He's definitely not an ogre. That's probably just a nickname. And he's fighting against a relatively robustly built farmer guy, and it actually looks kind of close, but in the end, Ogro wins by basically throwing him out of the ring. Or basically it's a drawn circle with a mud pool in it, basically. And and then there's the guy, like the announcer, like, do we have any more challengers? The entrance fee is 1 silver, and you can win a whole gold piece.
Ooh, shit, I'm in. I'm fucking in.
Before you go, Arhand will give a comforting tap on your shoulder and say, Clark, you have it. Do not worry, you have it. And he's casting guidance.
And then I'm gonna raise my hand with a silver piece in it and be like, give me that gold in exchange, mate! And I'm gonna put my, now again, obviously a war pig aside. Step up into the ring.
Very good. And what should I call you by?
Well, my name is Klarf Molbrut. And in my corner I have my humble mascot, Dio the Destroyer. And I put Dio down in the corner of the ring.
And the announcer's like, okay, ladies and gentlemen, in the upcoming fight, we will have our champion, Orgo the Ogre, take on Clark the deranged dwarf, and and his rocky friend, or supported by his rocky friend. There will be no rocks participating in the fight.
That's fine. I don't even need the power of Dio to beat him.
The rules are as follows. You can win either by pinfall, by submission, or by throwing the opponent outside of the ring.
Alright, sounds good to me.
And it's basically opposed athletics checks.
Rest.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do this. Do I roll first or does he go first?
He motions for you to come up for a test of strength, like with his arms like this. Wait, does the camera capture this? Yeah, I guess.
I'm going to do a JoJo pose and then approach him menacingly.
Do not forget, if you make an ability check and that's athletics, that you
Yep.
can roll 1d4.
Oh, you're guidancing him. Nice. Yeah.
I don't even think I need that guidance, my man.
And that was the pat on his shoulder.
Yeah. So, he still is like in that pose and basically wait for you to come up and lock hands with him.
I shall come up and like, I mean, I'm quite a lot shorter than him. I'm a freaking dwarf. So I'm gonna like walk up in front of him, like really straight up walk in front of him, like a paper thin margin between us, and then look up, flap my hands, crack my neck, put my hands against his hands, and say, Come on, big boy, show me.
Yeah, and he starts shoving with all his might. And
So that's the opposed athletics check now.
yeah,
It's a 23.
it's a 10. Yeah, you clearly in
I don't
the
want to push him off yet. I just want to stand my ground at this point. Just showing like the crowd that he's nothing against me.
he's clearly struggling to keep up at all. You're basically pressing him down, so he goes to his knees, so he's like kind of the same size as you now. And he's now trying to basically sneakily or not sneakily, but he's trying to use one of his legs to basically take out one of your legs from under you to
Alright.
throw you off balance. And that was
Ooh, shit. Okay.
Ooh, dang.
Roll nat 20. Okay.
I,
Okay. Okay, now
but-
this is gonna be interesting.
I don't think the platform guidance can help you.
No.
Yeah, but he succeeds and he basically starts and you fall backwards and he's on top of you, still holding your hands and using them to pin your shoulders down as I guess the announcer actually just starts to count, starts counting to 3, up to 3 basically. But as he reaches the number 2, will make the next opposed roll to see if you manage to fight back.
Alright, let's do this. 26 bitches! Nat 20 against Nat 1. Bring it on.
Yeah,
I'm just
you
gonna flip him over and just try to throw him out of the ring.
yeah
being
you
like,
basically use use your legs and do like half backward motion to do you know what a monkey flip is?
I do not know.
It's a pro wrestling move where you kind
What's it
of
called?
a monkey flip. It's like a move where one person is basically on the ground and I don't know how they do it, but they throw the other guy basically through half the ring. It can like go really, really, really far. And you're basically just throwing him out. And the announcer's like, I guess we have a winner.
I'm gonna get up, again crack my neck and be like, so who's the deranged dwarf now?
And he begrudgingly hands you a gold coin.
I'm gonna thank him.
Cool.
And whilst
Make the money back.
the moment when the contest is over and he is handing the gold coin over to Claude from the seats, Arhat will turn his head to Mel and say, "He may be an odd one, that's for sure, but in a fight, it's good to have him on our side."
Yeah.
As long as we point him in the right direction, I guess. Just wish the boy would do a little less talking to the rock. Just odd.
Oh well, you know you saying that against someone who has visions and who hears voices in his head. And as I told recently, even from a book that is talking to me, because a consciousness is trapped in it. So
I've given you my opinion of magics, and you all stick your toes in it and end up falling in the whole lake. So I
That's true.
stick to my humble craft.
Well, she's a fine lady, you know,
Just hope that.
with a very sharp tongue, and he's referring to your crossbow, of course.
Yeah. I just hope that guardsman isn't laying too many hands on her. Have to buffer it out.
Don't worry, I can. If she is damaged, I can repair her. Do not worry.
I'm not worried about him damaging her damaging him.
Ah,
He touches the wrong place, she's liable to get pretty ornery about it and show her distaste for it.
well, fortunately, I can also patch him up if needed.
In any case, let's enjoy some more of these games. It's nice to get a breath of fresh air and some entertainment.
That's true. After all,
What's the
after
reaction
all
of
we've
that
been
older
through-
fella to him losing?
He's a little bit dazed and probably slightly concussed. So yeah, he doesn't really know what to think or where he is.
I'm actually gonna, after picking up Dio, I'm gonna walk over to where I threw him and offer him a hand to help him up.
He takes your hand.
And I'm gonna help him up and say, thank you for the good fight.
You're welcome. Oh, that hurt like I wanted to say being flattened by a truck, but that doesn't work. I guess being flattened by a carriage or an ogre. Yeah.
Is there any like marksmanship games, like I don't know, shooting bottles or?
There is a
What's the dagger throwing one?
yeah, there's a dagger throwing one.
That's not fully in my specialty, but we can try.
Go for it! Go for it! Let's win literally all the prizes!
Yeah.
Let's make this into a Mr. Beast video and win every prize they have.
Yeah,
It's
go
time to
do
run
it
the
and-
circus out of business.
Nah.
Yeah.
Go to it and see what they're asking.
So on the way over there, there is from a smaller stand that you haven't really noticed. There's a woman calling out, you there," and pointing at our hand. Come here.
And Arhant is pointing towards himself.
Yes, you.
Okay. Arhant gingerly approaches the old lady.
So you now have red hair. Impressive.
Is it the old lady? Did he had a dream about the old lady, or only a dream that he had to be Burg to the circus?
Opening line should have been, "You're the lady of my dreams."
He didn't. That lady wasn't really in your dream. No.
Mm. Yeah, he only had a feeling that he had to go to Burg and to go to the circus, and that's it.
You saw yourself talking with someone, but it was not her.
Hmm. Okay. Well, he will approach her gingerly. Yes. Hello. Good morning.
You. I'm glad you followed the invitation. The ringmaster is awaiting you after the show.
Which invitation?
You know which one. Now, do you or your friends want the Fates Red?
I'm up for it. I'm already being called a deranged dwarf, so might as well go for it.
Well, I do have the site, but I'm still. Why not? Mostly, it was my teacher that helped me develop those abilities, but why not? I
And
would like to
Maybe
know
I
what
can go first so
fates
you're
have.
sure that it's all right.
you kind of talked a little bit over each other, I think.
Shit, I'm sorry. Arahan, repeat what you said last, I think. I'm sorry.
Well, Arahant says to the old woman, well, I did study divination, and let's say that I'm up for it to have my fate or future or whatever have you read for me. Would be a change. Mostly I get them. I get visions. So what has fate or the future in store for me?
She looks she motions for you to stretch your hand out, and if you do so, she touches it with both hands and runs along the palm with her fingers and says, "Ah, I see. What an interesting fate. I see 3 voices talking through you, though 2 of them have the tongue of snakes, though only one of them, of those snakes, contains venom."
And what about the third one?
What about the third one?
Yes, you said that you see three
Oh, that you mean.
voices, and only 2 of them uh, have the tongue of
Snake's tongue.
snakes. What about the third one? What is it?
The third one. The third one speaks true. Though it is a voice with a huge appetite. So, while it's not forked, the tongue is quite big.
And is there more, or is it only that?
That's what I see. That's what your hands tell me.
Okay, well, I thank you. What is my due to you?
For you, it's free.
Oh, very generous.
Um,
Thank you. Uh, I believe it or not, but I do have something about what you said to ponder about, and to ponder about it quite honestly.
uh,
So once again, my thanks.
the pleasure was mine. I hope that our paths cross soon again, our aunt.
Uh, you you know my name?
Why wouldn't I?
Uh, I never told you my name.
Haven't I said that I'm a soothsayer?
Hmm. Yes, you did.
So, what about your friends?
And Arahant thanks again, and steps away, and leaving the others if they want to have their fate read.
Oh, Mel's already went to the dagger throwing stand.
Okay. So,
And Cloth is definitely up for reading.
so, she also motions for you to hold out your hands.
I do so immediately,
Mm.
with a bit of excitement in my eyes.
Ah, you seem to have the hands of a smith. Am I right?
That is very much correct.
So, your fate, it leads you to a mine in the east which holds the ore corrupted by the beast. It holds the power of the core.
Alright, what about my love life?
It seems like in in that area you have quite a rocky future ahead of you.
Damn it! Well, I'm sorry, I'm now just getting that pun. And I'm worried about your plans with Dio now. Italo. Alright, thank you. Would you be able to read the palm of a friend of mine even though he has no arms?
How would I then read the palm?
I don't know, you're the magic here.
Like, sorry, but I don't have a create hands spell on hand.
You don't have to, I mean, don't you like, can't you just like look into their eyes and see their future or something like that? Aren't you like some magic?
Maybe I'll try it. I could try to go back to fall back on card reading.
That sounds wonderful. I pull out Dio. And place him right in front of her.
I I'm. Are you sure about this?
Yes. One sec, let me talk to him. And I'm a speed ritual caster, speak with an animate object. Be like, hey Dio, you want your fate being read?
Fate. What is fate?
Your future.
And how? And I can find it out now.
Yeah.
That's
But I'm just imagining this lady looking at the dwarf that just placed down a rock and is just now talking to it.
that sure sounds interesting.
So you up for it?
I'm up for it.
Alright, awesome. Lady, do the card thing.
And she pulls out a deck of definitely not tarot cards, it's just playing cards. And just shuffles them, takes out 3. It's 6 of spades.
I repeat the cards to the rock.
It doesn't really matter what the cards are. And she's, that's very interesting. There, I see a lot of change in your friend's future, though it's uncertain if it's for the better. And yeah, she basically gives off a very like vague answer compared to the more specific ones before.
I tell Dio his vague fate. And tell the woman thank you and put down 2 copper pieces.
Thank you very much. And she takes the copper pieces. Which brings us to Mel and the dagger throwing competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are 10 no, 10 is not divisible by 3. There's 12 different targets basically, or how do you actually call the archery targets with the bullseye on it and stuff? Like those targets basically. They are set up with different distances, so there are basically 4 lines of 3. And you can pay 1 silver for 5 daggers. And if you so basically the prices depend on first how many targets you hit, and the further to the back a target is, the better the price gets, or the bigger the price gets. There's no monetary prices. There's like they range from like tickets, like a ticket for a free meal at the snack stand to like different plushies, a bag of daggers, and basically the highest price would be an actual enchanted dagger that they have lying around, or that they at least call enchanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that one you would get by basically nailing all the back targets just in a row with your first 3 knives.
Okay. I will pay the silver and take the daggers in hand.
Yeah. They...
Im-
let's start with whatever you wanted to say.
No, I was going to say immediately he's going to be appraising the daggers and like in his head just like insult or critiquing their make and whatnot. Like, this one's bent. That's gonna fly. Not gonna fly straight.
Yeah, so you're taking this opportunity to pick out the best daggers. Actually, you can give me, let's say, I guess you wouldn't really tinker with a dagger. I guess you're not really proficient with knowing what the best daggers are. I was about to say for some sort of roll to see if you can pick out the best, but
Maybe wood carvers, like if it's warped wood, or the
Yeah.
metal's not setting well in the wood.
yeah, let's go with wood carver tool check with intelligence. DC 15, and if you're successful, you manage to pick out the best daggers and basically get a +2 on all your throws.
Okay.
That's a lot of 20s today.
Yeah.
Yeah. You pick out 5 ones that seem to be basically flawless. I'll actually give you a +3 for cracking the 20 barrier.
Oh, thank you. All right,
Yeah.
then
So
take an aim. Oh, sorry. Good.
the targets basically to hit the targets, the front ones are a DC or I guess it would be a roll against AC more or less. The front ones would be a 12, next row 14, then 16, then 18 to beat.
Okay. Well, going after those back targets.
Yeah.
So Mel will take aim. I'll just add a 3 to these after I do them. I'll just act like they're my short sword.
Yeah.
So
Do you
First
have like archery fighting style? Does that work on throwing weapons?
no, it doesn't. So +3 of that
Ah.
would be a 19 for the first one.
Yeah, and you hit the first back target, and the stand keeper is like, wow, impressive. I wonder if you can repeat it 2 more times.
I throws another one. +3, so 13, and then I will do a precision shot to add a D8 to that. Only 15.
And as the dagger misses the mark, the guy wipes off a bead of sweat from his brow, and is like, guess I won't lose the enchanted dagger today.
We'll see about that. Now, toss another one at it. 13, 16. So I'll do another die. D8.
Yeah, and you hit another back one. But like I said, the enchanted dagger you only get if you would hit it with like your first 3 throws.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 3 cumulatively. My bad. No, well, then I'll just finish out my daggers then. So. Oh, that one's off.
Yeah.
Mostly.
It closely flies by the guy at the stand, and he's like, okay, I was hoping for your aim to be off, but not by this much.
And then the last one. 12. Yeah, okay, I can't save that one.
And he's like, not not perfect, but a great try. And he says, you can make your selection from either one of the big plushies, or you can have the 5 daggers that you use.
Problem
And
is,
no, those
Mel's-
won't stay +3 daggers.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't.
That's just for this check.
Yeah. Well, my thoughts are if I take the daggers, I kind of plan on playing it again. So I would like to use the same daggers. Mel doesn't really want daggers, but he also doesn't really want a plushie either. What is the plushie?
So for the big plushies, they have like a big teddy bear thing. They have
A big plush of a rock.
they have a teddy bear, a dog, and for some reason a catfish.
Take the catfish. Fuck it. Take the weird one.
Yeah. So you said you want to go again.
Yep, I'm gonna do a little stretch, pick up the same 5, and go again.
Show me what you got.
Alright. Ooh, same target. God damn it. Okay, I can save it though. Maybe 12. I'd have to roll high.
Hey, that hurts.
Yep. Alright. Next one. Hey.
Now it's like, now here comes the question. Will you play it safe and just go for one of the prizes, or do you risk it and try to go for my dagger?
One for the dagger. 11, 3, so 14. My last die. No!
No!
Off.
One off. And as the dagger closely...
For the last one.
Do you
May
want to use a
I?
portent die?
Yes,
We're
I
coming by.
want to use the 17.
Yeah, so
17 plus 3 makes 20.
okay. So as you throw the dagger and it closely strafes by the target, the guy breathes a sigh of relief as it then ricochets off the back wall, flies towards basically the roof of the stand, bounces off from there, and then goes straight into the target.
Meant to do that. Nice trick shot to crown that last shot, you know? Gotta give some oomph to the audience out there.
So he grabs the dagger and it's like, here, how did you do that?
Laugh is gonna clap in the background.
Many years of practice. Now, if I had my way with this, I mean, these are the best of your daggers, but I would recommend I like show different parts of the wood. Like,
You kind of cut off there.
oh, sorry. If this was something of my make, I could have done a lot better. And then he kind of like shows like different parts of the wood that he would change.
And he's like, I will keep it in mind. Can't have my daggers be too good if I want to make a profit, can I?
I mean, the dagger can do some work for you, but it's all at least 80% is in the user.
That's true.
Give him a handshake and take my prize.
And he hands you the dagger. It's quite an elaborately forged dagger. It looks very fancy. The material the material doesn't seem to be iron. The gleam is off. It's kind of silvery, and it has like a pattern basically uh, like how would you say, almost carved in it, but it looks too fine to be actually carved, it's really just a pattern of wavy lines, but a very finely.
Do you mean Damascene?
No, it's not how it's called, Damascus steel.
Ah.
No, it's really finely carved. Like it's like really, it's like indents, not color patterns.
Okay. I'll appraise it more when I have a chance. I assume it come with a sheath and stuff.
Yeah, it comes with a sheath.
Okay, so yeah, just put it on my belt, or I guess in my pack, 'cause I technically shouldn't have weapons out. And give him a nod and head back to the group with my catfish plushie.
Love is gonna point at the plushie and be like, "That is awesome."
And
It's something.
uh,
Do you want me to talk to it so you can give it a name?
I don't think we need to go that far.
and how did you enjoy your last dagger throwing? My dear
I'd
Mel?
kind of slipped a bit out of my hand there, but it seemed to all work out. Seemed to have a subconscious eye for it.
Well, let's say that I had a feeling this morning by waking up that you would have a good shot.
Of course, it's me we're talking about.
Of course, my apologies.
And there's and with that you hear an announcer yelling, "Only 15 more minutes till the show starts. Grab your snacks now and come in. You don't want to miss it."
Oh shit, I gotta quickly head to the snack booth then.
So there's a relatively long queue in front of most snack stands. And what you can see on the signs is they're advertising meat bits, spicy meat bits, extra spicy meat bits, dragonfire meat bits, cotton candy, meat, as in the alcohol, with and without bits, wine, and goat milk.
Fuck yeah.
Goat milk. I suppose. For the meat.
Yeah. Basically everything that they sell is for 3 pieces of copper.
So, Clav would like the spiciest of the spicy meat bits.
So the dragonfire meat bits.
Yeah, and I'm telling him specifically to give me the spiciest ones.
Okay.
Normal meat bits,
Okay.
mead, and cotton candy.
Do you want the meat with or without bits?
Yes.
Yes.
I want both.
Yeah, so he just wants a satchel full of pepper with like a bit of meat in it. Like some meat with my spices.
Okay. And so he hands you your 2 boxes of meat bits and your 2 pints of meat, one with, one without weird bits swimming in it, and your stick of cotton candy. You don't know. They look strange.
I'm gonna bundle everything in my hands, smile brightly, say thank you, and put down 2 silver pieces. I'm back at where I started this morning, boys!
Nice.
I'm literally exactly at where I started this morning.
You mean that you gave everyone that you needed to give money to basically 2 silver pieces? And that happened 5 times, and then you won a piece of gold. I guess that's how that works.
Yeah. He's just as happy as can be.
Does Mel want any snacks?
I think I'm good. I had a good breakfast.
Before the big circuit, before the big show starts, I think we'll take a 5 or 10 minute break here. Everybody okay with that? Cool. And
First
the
of all,
break screen
thank you,
has been
Drops Gaming, for following.
and the break screen has been unbroken. Yeah.
On to the main show.
Yes. And you make your way to the main tent. It's many of the best places are of the best spots are already taken.
So not in the splash zone.
You're not in the splash zone. Yes.
Damn it!
You manage to. I don't know. Do you want to be relatively far up to the front or up to the back?
Is the back elevated?
The back is elevated.
Then the back it is.
Yes, the back.
Well, yeah. You manage to snag some plates, three empty chairs in the second row from the back, and after a short while, the show begins, and it starts off by the announcer from the mud wrestling fight before going out and saying, "Welcome everyone. Let me introduce you to a night full of wonder, full of magic, full of excitement, and full of our clowns." And there's two. I wanted to put people in quotation marks, but that would sound weird. But there's basically two clowns in clown makeup coming out. One of them obviously an orc, and the other person seems to be some sort of giant. Like, not just large, but already like in the huge category.
Oh shit.
And they are starting a routine by which at first the orcish clown, whose name is it's Lurk, starts to basically go on. I guess the unicycle wasn't really invented. Fuck it, the unicycle was just invented. Rides on a unicycle while starting to juggle 5 balls, and then he pauses and motions for the giant to do the same, who's like, who tries to step on the unicycle, which obviously is too small for him. Then they cart out 2 bigger unicycles. He for him, which still would be too small for him to ride on, but he just starts juggling with unicycles. After that performance, there also is a knife throwing performance with gnomes throwing knives at not at a guy that's chained to a target, but past the guy who's chained to a target onto the target. If that guy would have been hit, that would not be the greatest of shows. And then there's a part where a man named Clark is introduced, and he apparently is the Zeus Beastmaster. And at first he brings out a lion to jump through some hoops. Then he holds up a piece of meat and actually tells the lion to do a backflip, which he does, and snacks the piece of meat out of his hand afterwards. He then sends the lion to the back by verbal command, basically. After which an elephant comes out, does whatever elephant tricks there are, including spraying a bunch of water onto the people in the splash zone. You are now probably glad that you have. Yes. Next, he brings out a giant boar, and that giant boar actually can dance on its hind legs, and that's the main thing that it does. And then there's a flight show, or basically there are he motions for the people to look up at the ceiling where there are suspended wings hanging below the ceiling, and he calls out, "And now for the main act. Come out, Lucy." And with that, a wyvern actually flies out and flies through the hoops, does a bunch of loopings before landing in front of Clark and being fed. And with that, he takes a bow and leaves towards backstage, and the show is over.
I'm gonna applaud with Dio in my hand. As if he was applauding too.
Well, Arahant is also applauding because then there was some very interesting stuff. He had a good laugh with the giant trying to go to the small unicycle. But then the tricks with the backflip line, the boar on his hind legs, and then of course the wyvern aerial show with the wyvern. That's something that it must be grandiose. So Arahant is cheering and clapping very enthusiasm with a lot of enthusiasm.
And with that, the show ends. And people start to slowly leave the tent. As one attendant comes up behind you guys and motions for you to go forward towards the backstage area.
Can we meet the wyvern?
You can meet the wyvern, yes.
Awesome! Okay, I'm coming.
Kind of looking them over. I don't know, trying to get like a vibe of them. Like, what are they? Who are these people that are like trying to usher us into the back?
Give me an insight check.
Oh, shit, roll that.
They seem to be just workers that have been told to do something.
Well.
Although, while you can read some of them well, there's actually one of them who's wearing a mask. Like one of it's basically a mask that resembles that typical theater symbol, like with one half of the face smiling and the other one frowning.
What do you make of this, Arahant?
Well, when I went to the or at least when the soothsayer, that old woman, called out for me, and apparently knew my name, which I find quite well. She's a soothsayer. I am diviner, so I should be maybe not surprised. But whatever. I'm digressing. My apologies. I tend to do that. But she said something to me that I or we were destined to meet the ringleader of the circus. So I think that moment has come.
Hmm.
She didn't. She didn't told me why. So I cannot give you that the answer to that question. But we should follow those gentlemen and see what the ringleader has to say.
Okay. Be on guard.
And as they
Always.
and as you make your way to the backstage area, you there are multiple basically connected tents on the sides, but you are being led straight ahead to to basically a separate room where there are two people currently sitting at a table. One of them is a human dressed in fancy, or not fancy, let's call it more extra. Is extravagant a word in English?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Extravagant.
okay. In extravagant garbs, extravagant, that's how it's pronounced, right? Anyway, and next to him, a man who's also wearing one of those masks, who's wearing priestly robes.
Mm.
And the man and the non-masked man says, "Hello, Arahant. I have awaited you."
Hello. I think, well, I am at a disadvantage. The fact that you know my name, just like that old lady, and I do not know yours. So, but yes,
Oh, of course. My name is
I-
Jonathan, and
Jonathan.
he holds out his hand for you to shake.
He will shake the. He will stretch out his hand gingerly and shake it.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. And the fella next to me, that's Glubu.
How?
Glubu.
Glue.
Glubu.
GLU umlaut.
No,
GL.
it's no. I'm not using any umlauts. This is how it would be written.
Glubo. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Here's my here's our company's local priest, and I think he has more to talk to you than I do. Anyway, most of what we will be talking about will be, let's say, pertaining to relatively private matters. Those two friends of yours, do you want them to stay here and do they want to stay here, or we can just give them a backstage tour instead?
And we get the backstage tour even if we stay.
Yes, but then you can get it after.
I'm fine staying. Arahant, it's up to you.
Whatever you prefer.
And now his camera starts pixelating. Oh boy.
The connection.
Funnily enough, it's not pixelating for me.
Okay, can see you normal again. You can hear us, right? Ludwig, can you hear us? Okay.
You
I
just see the
cannot.
game.
I cannot. I cannot talk and drink at the same time.
Okay.
I have some talents, but that's not one of them.
Yeah.
I was gonna say get the game over screen from like Metal Gear, but it's instead of Snake, it's just Ludwig. Ludwig.
But anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
Arahant, and before going on, he asked Jonathan that is the one that is extravagantly wrote.
Yeah, that would
The one
be
without a
Jonathan.
mask.
The one without the mask, yes.
Mhm.
That's Jonathan. He's a human.
How private would this discussion be?
I don't think it would be like secret information. It's I'm just afraid that it's not it might bore a person who's not involved in it, maybe. And depending on how close they are to you, I don't know how well they can keep their mouth shut. That's
Well, we do have a talkative dwarf who talks a lot to a stone.
Hey, it's a pebble.
My apologies.
Yeah, don't go all Mel on me here.
I would. Interestingly enough, I was actually expecting 4 people.
Yes.
We had a different companion. He's in a coma.
I thought that we just haven't seen him because he would avoid the soothsayer.
No, he is just a drunkard.
He looked too deep into a bottle last night, and I'm afraid he's still out.
Happens to the best of us, I guess.
Yeah, especially him, because I've seen him been able to cope quite some amount of alcohol and still have some fighting prowess out of it. So, but indeed, it happens to the best. I'm still.
You're still?
Arahant is can I have a moment with my companions?
You may.
Thank you. And he's gesturing Mel and Clark. Apparently, they he's saying this with hushed tone, in a hushed voice. Apparently, there are some things that, although not those are not secret, but he would. You've heard it. He wants to talk about things that would be private to, I think, private to my own being or my own life, or at least things that should be remain secret or not told about. And I do not know. Are you able to keep things for yourself?
I'll be honest with you. I have trouble not telling anyone. But from what I've seen, Dio is quite attentive. So if you want, I can give him to you. So and I'll take that tour if you're not comfortable with me knowing those kinds of things.
I don't know what will be said, but from what I gain, I gauge from their thing, what they're saying, it's that it's more of a personal nature and not real, not as much as secret, but more personal, and personal about my life and about myself. I think. I'm not sure. So
That's whether or not you're willing to share. I know that if it's something personal to you, I won't say anything.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't go out of my way to tell anyone. I'm just like a bit worried that I might slip up. If you're fine with that, like I'll try my best to keep it a secret. I just worry that I might slip up.
okay, I will put my confidence in the both of you.
Three of
Let's
you.
let's hear what they have to say. And Arhant returns back to the the, um, the human and says, "My companions will stay and they will keep their mouth shut."
Yeah. Okay. Then take it away, Glubu. And with that, the masked priest takes the mask off to reveal basically a fish head behind it. Like with those big fish-like eyes and relatively pointy teeth, and those and two
Whiskers?
it's not whiskers basically going down his mouth.
The reaction that Arahant that I am showing on camera is the reaction that Arahant has.
Yes. So you've been having visions, right?
Yes, since a young age, and I have and my parents were thinking that I had a gift for the arcane arts, and so I went to first the Academy of Magic, and then I went into private tutelage with a diviner, and from her I learned the art of divination as a divination wizard. But yes, I have had visions that told me things that were to happen, a good harvest, for example, or a heavy storm that would uh, have an impact on our barn because the lightning would strike it and things like that, both good and bad omens.
So those and did those visions get more common, or did they change with you actually becoming a wizard? Or do you believe they are connected or separate from that?
I believe that one led to the other, that I may have had an aptitude, a natural aptitude for magic, and that I was predisposed somewhere or somehow to become a divination wizard. So and not a farmer or a merchant like my father, or a healer and wise woman like my mother. But I have to say that recently I started to develop abilities that I've never learned as a wizard. The ability to heal, for example. A wizard normally cannot heal, but apparently I can. I did woke up with a splitting headache once, and suddenly I had better perception about the arcane and about history and religion. I somehow I acquired. I'm quite a linguist, but I acquired several extra languages and knowledge and things like that. And even my tutor in magic, Master Glenmere, could not explain this because she could not attribute this to classical wizard abilities.
So then maybe I have an answer to that question.
And what? No offense, but no offense by what I'm about to ask. But may I inquire what you are? I've never seen one of your stock.
Yeah, that.
He's trying to be very polite and diplomatic.
That's not unusual. I'm what you people might call a curator. And I come from, or I personally was born to a land relatively far to the west. So I'm assuming you have not heard of the catfish of wisdom.
No, honestly not. Would Arhat in his studies have heard about Kubatoa or not?
Give me a history check.
It's one of my better stats, so let's see. History.
You know that they are, I guess you would know that they are like fish people that mostly live in underground lakes. Or near underground lakes.
Okay. No, I've never heard about the great catfish of wisdom.
So.
Should I?
Yes. He is a divine being, a great oracle that a few years ago, Justin, you are there's a lot of white noise coming from you.
Not from me.
No, I said Justin. I think it's not now.
Justin, I
No.
think if you just say something real quick, it would go away every time.
Can you hear me, Justin? This is weird. I think that sounded like someone trying to say something. But I can't make out any words.
Justin, if you can hear us on the other side, please contact us. Give us a sign.
Oh, I just came back from the bathroom. My bad.
Okay, there was some white noise coming from you. And that's why we were wondering.
Okay, we don't want to we do not, we neither the stream needs to know what those white noises have.
Oh
as
no,
a-
I mean that was
so
because I
let's
I
move
set
on.
my
Let's
mic
move
weirdly,
on.
I guess.
So,
Let's move on.
it's a great divine being and oracle that led my tribe up from the caves and to settle near a place you call a great lake you call Monkey Lake. There,
Monkey Lake.
there, it told us to learn the art of jest, of bringing joy to people, and then to spread that art across the land. He also had a select few who, or it had a select few that it decided to train as its clergy, and those were always selected by visions of them becoming part of the clergy in the future. And you seem to have been called to become one of his. What? Tell me, do you believe in fate?
As someone that can see the future, or at least can have do possess oracular vision and sight, and can predict certain outcomes. Yes, I do believe in something higher than the mortal coil.
Do you believe that fate is written in stone? Or do you believe that it can be changed?
I haven't pondered that question yet. If someone would be powerful enough, one could rewrite fate.
So, there is a simple, or there is a correct answer to that question, and that is yes. And but like you said, only with certain powers, and these would be the ability to know, fate will allow you to change it. Otherwise, you will just blindly stir towards it. And this is where we come in. Our mission, the mission that was given to us, is to change people's fate and to change it for the better and to bring joy to people in that way. And that is the basically, and that is the core tenet of the Catfish of Wisdom.
Real quick question. Both Clove and Mel are hearing this, right?
Yes.
In that case, Clove is gonna ask, so you change people's fate. Do they have to ask you for that change, or is that just something you do in the background for them?
We are trying to not get involved too much when people don't want to. So we're usually trying to ask indirectly.
I see. What if someone were to ask you directly to change their fate?
It depends on whether it depends on where that would actually lead and how much of it is in my power. I cannot. I only tell people how they would be able to change their fate, not not how, and not do it for them.
What do you gain from this?
What do I gain from this? I gain a joyous afterlife at the side of the Catfish of Wisdom.
Alright, seems fair enough. So you're essentially dedicating your life in the mortal realm for a better life for a better afterlife.
Like priests do.
Makes sense. But
Or like
do
most religious people do to some degree.
Mel's still scratching his head at the fish man talking to him.
That's the point where you're still. Okay.
Yeah, like that's where his brain's at. It's like, what?
And you're saying by the fact that you and the old lady apparently knew of my name and identity already, that the great catfish, the great catfish of wisdom, have set his sight on me,
Yes.
or believes that I could be able to help others for the betterment of.
Yes, indeed. The goal is to change your fate towards the fate of changing other people's fates.
In other words, helping them.
Yes.
And that would be serving a greater purpose. A wisdom that transcends the mortal wisdom,
Indeed.
serving a knowledge that transcends mortal knowledge.
Indeed.
My mother always said that there was something strange about me, but
Before we get too deep into this, please tell me that whatever your plan is with Other Hand, he won't turn into a fish person.
You won't. You won't turn into a fish person. No.
I'm sorry if that's racist or anything. I just can't imagine that face just there with his body. It's just, I mean, it looks good on you. Don't get me wrong.
Clark, please.
I'm.
Would it be conceivable that that divine being is the reason why I got some abilities that a wizard should not have?
It is.
Like guiding, like for example, helping people better succeed in what they do, being able to heal the wounded or even the sick, being able to see good and evil, and have protection against that, or protect others against all those extraplanar beings.
Indeed.
Then I
all
think
these are gifts that stem from the catfish.
well, then I think that your question is rhetorical, because the fact that I possess those abilities already means that if you say, as you say, that fate is set in stone, then I suppose mine is already set in that set stone.
Yes. Then
And I accept.
then welcome. You possess I don't reckon you possess some sort of holy charm or anything.
No. I use a ring as my arcane focus as a wizard, but no, I don't have an amulet. No, I don't have an amulet or something like that.
Then let me hand you this, and it's basically a miniature version of that mask, but in amulet form.
Thank you.
Now,
should I wear it around my neck? Is it something? Is it with a chain? Clearly, to.
it is with a chain.
Yeah. Well, he will put it around his neck.
It should help you channeling divine magic. And yeah, if it isn't clear, that's a holy symbol.
Yes.
Okay.
But the Arhat is still it's a lot of information, and he's a bit. It's not every day that you are called twice by your own name by total strangers, and then said, "Oh well, and there is a divine being that has that has set his eyes on you and has gifted you powers. And basically, your fate is already written in stone. So it's a lot to take in for a simple
And
human. So
with
Arahant is a bit. It's spinning in his head. He gets a bit dizzy of.
yeah,
It's like an overload of revelations that he's not sure if he still has his mind. Is he losing his mind?
I see that you're still a little confused. And you can't bring joy to others if you don't have it in you yourself. So go out and maybe spend a bit more time here. And after that, go out in the world.
Mr. Glubo, if I may ask something.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier on, an old woman, a soothsayer, told to me that my fate was quite interesting in that I have three voices in my head, two who speak with the tongue of serpents, and one of them is poisonous, and another one that speaks true but has a big appetite and a large voice and a large mouth.
Mm-hmm.
We acquired recently a spell book in which, as far as I can surmise, resides a consciousness, which granted
Yes.
me also some knowledge of magic, purely arcane, but of quite destructive nature. Could the great catfish of wisdom, or could the divine protection that, or the divine aid that he grants, could it help me shield it against those influences?
I can see what I can do. Would you show that book to me?
Yes. And
And
I am giving him I'm presenting him the spell book.
and he takes out a pearl and a feather, and
Bastard, he can cast identify. But he has the components. I do have the knowledge, but I don't have the components.
and after speaking some words and um, yeah, doing incantations and asking for knowledge from above, he says, "This indeed is a worrying tone. Do you know that it's wrapped in demon skin?"
No, I wasn't under. I knew it was skin, but I was under the presumption that it was human skin. I had a vision of a certain demon who is also a duke flaying a human or flaying a person and then using its flesh to turn it into a spell book. But I've always assumed that the person being flayed was human, not a demon.
This is interesting. Those those visions shouldn't lie to you, although it might be that whatever spirit resides in this book has influenced them. So, have you casted any spells through this book?
I not by reading in it. The book gave me the knowledge of some spells in certain situations, in situations where our lives were in danger, and I suddenly received the knowledge or gained the knowledge to be able to cast those spells. But in doing so, I also witnessed that spells that I had noted in my own spell book that I received from my teacher were have been disappearing out of my spell book into that book of made of demon skin.
So, this book, it is a powerful tool, though though you need to be careful. There are a few things you really shouldn't do. First of all, listen to anything it says or shows you. It is an evil spirit. That what you also shouldn't do is destroy it. Destroying it would free the demon caught in it to take possession of someone. And the third thing is you should be very careful about which spells you let it cast for you. Because if you allow it to cast a spell, that means that you also allow the book to cast that spell on its own while it is in your possession. And it's guaranteed to have ulterior motives.
And I just leave the book somewhere or keep it warded, and or if it cannot be destroyed, lest we release the consciousness that is in it, and we at least imprison it or place it in a kind of vault or place where it is warded so that it can no longer influence others and has to remain in his own.
You know that place I've talked to you about, the place I come from, called Monkey Lake?
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of it, there's an island known as the Island of Apes, which that island serves as a prison for a demon. If you were to travel to that place and put that and bring that book onto the island and destroy it there, you would trap the demon. The demon would be trapped.
But until then, the demon in the book could still try to convince the one who is carrying it.
Yes. Yes.
Well, as a wizard, I'm not very keen on 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 the one hand, I'm happy to learn new spells and new forms of magic. On the other hand, I'm not very keen about the fact that it's stealing spells from my spell book for its own. I do
That
know those spells, so I can copy them back in my spell book if I have enough time and gold to spend to special inks to do it. But
there there is a method to stop it from being able to do that. You just need to soak the leather your spellbook is bound in. Not all the pages. Don't soak all the pages. That will just destroy them. But soak the leather in holy water.
of my class of my
Of your spellbook, yes, of your normal one. Then it shouldn't be able to influence the pages within.
okay. Do you have holy water at hand? Can I acquire it somewhere?
I have the ability to make it, though I would require 250 silver coins for that.
5 gold.
Or an equivalent amount of silver.
That's about what?
No, it has to be
25 gold?
silver.
I would need that in actual silver because that's the material I need.
Yeah.
You need a lot of powdered or ground up silver to create holy water.
Yeah. So I guess you could go to a bank and like trade in 25 gold for that and then bring it
Yeah.
back.
The thing is, I do not have that many gold unless you allow it to that we take it from our common loot.
I mean, if it keeps you from getting possessed by a demon book, I think it's in the party's best interest.
What about you, Clark?
Sorry, I was brain AFK. Sorry, could you repeat that last part? My brain was just zoning out.
He's asking if he could take
25
25
gold
gold. Yeah.
to
From the party loot.
to
Oh, yeah,
basically
I'm
soak
fine
his
with it.
spellbook in holy water. Or soak the
I'm
leather
fine
of the
with it.
spellbook in holy water.
To protect it from the influence of to protect it from the demonic influence of the other book.
Wait, yeah, now here's my question though. If we're sure that that is the quote unquote snake with poison or with venomous teeth, then what's the other snake?
Good question.
Because here's my thinking. If you have three voices in your head, I'm like trying to like go through this in my own brain. One voice would be the spellbook. One voice would be your usual visions. And now, what's the third one?
I think my usual visions would be the voice that speaks through, and would be the voice of the great catfish of wisdom. So would be a voice of a divine being. The
That
third
is
one,
a fair point, and I can imagine that being the good voice, but
the
here's the
third
thing.
one,
A snake without poison. Like, I mean, if the spellbook is the snake with poison, then of course we need to take care of it. But what if while it is a snake, and I mean it said, you said that it honestly said that it has ulterior motives. I mean, it wants to go back into being normal, into being its normal self, right?
Mhm. Right.
But who says that's an evil thing? I mean, yes, it's an evil creature, but then again, and he's gonna totally make up that story. I've met lichens that are nice.
No, n-
Yes, that's
n-
totally
n-
made
no,
up.
you
I
have a
dropped it on the
quizzical.
internet.
No, you have a quizzical look from Arahant, who, as a wizard, most certainly has some knowledge about liches and should generally know that liches are quite evil.
Um,
Granted, in older editions, you have the Bale Norn, who are
the
elven liches that are good, but
the Jonathan, the man in the fancy clothes, says, "Oh, have you been to the Great Necropolis?"
I've not been to Necropolis myself. He has no idea what Necropolis is. But I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Clark, a necropolis is a graveyard.
It's in this case it's the Great Necropolis, or the Necropolis City. I'm talking about. It's a great city up in the far north, which is ruled over by a priest king, uh, who serves a being known as the Bleeding God. It's
Pretty metal.
it's
Would that be general knowledge? So something that Clark would know?
I guess one would know that if one was probably from the region around it, but not in general. It's
Okay.
it's an interesting place. It's a place for those who have been cursed with undeath to spend a normal life without causing, if they swear off of causing pain to others.
So assuming that Clark knows that, I'm gonna be look at Arahan and be like, see, he knows of Necropolis. I mean, I haven't been there myself, but there has to be some undead that are good. So who's saying that while his alignment might have been evil when he was put into that book, maybe he changed spirits. Maybe he's, or she, who knows, is like, maybe they're not evil per se. And I think outcasting someone for the suspicion of them being evil is just as evil as them themselves. And yes, I'm working into my backstory why he's saying that.
um,
I'm literally working on the backstory right now.
yeah.
Mel's just like it's like demons getting tossed around and all these different magics and stuff. It's like, yeah, damn wizards and clerics and who knows what the dwarf's rambling about now. Like,
Mel, think of it this way. Imagine you had someone who, like, I mean, what's the definition of evil? Someone who wants something bad for the world. Right? Is that the definition of evil?
I'm pretty sure a damn demon is part of that evil, no matter what they're what.
Yeah, but say that demon is classified as being evil because they're a demon, but they don't want harm at heart. I mean,
That type of demon
you can
doesn't
be from a
exist.
family of, you can be from from an orc tribe and want to work in a circus. Am I right? And I'm gonna look around for the orc that was on the circus earlier.
There's
Maybe an orc, but a demon is a soul sucking monster. Like it just like their whole currency is that. Like there's no good in that.
and once your discussion about philosophy has ceased, Jonathan says, so if you don't have any more questions, you may enjoy the rest of the day here on the house, and gives you a ticket that seems to be made out of glittering paper, or golden glittering paper. You got a golden tick. Yeah.
Well, I think that Clark wanted to have a tour of backstage to see the wyvern. So
Yeah. I will really quickly go to the bathroom, and then we can do that, and after that we will probably end the session. Although I guess I don't know how many interesting things are even there to tell about the tour, really.
Cloth wants to pet the wyvern, that's all you
Yeah, but we can say that happens off screen.
want.
Okay, then we'll just end the session here, because it's already kind of late.
Alright,
Okay.
that's fine.
And I promise next session will probably have more action, or yeah. Anyway,
oh no, I like
yeah. But I usually try to not do 2 sessions in a row without combat.
mm,
True.
Anyway,
okay.
have a good one, everyone.
Yeah, you do.
Thanks for the session.
Thanks
Thank
for the
you very
session,
much.
and to all of
That
you,
was-
take care.
That yet again was just my goodbye to stream, but to the viewers, or I guess to
Oh,
the
okay.
YouTube viewers, but for later and everyone. Anyway, I'll stop the stream now.